Hey everyone, my name is Rachel Tapp. I'm a life coach. I help people design an intentional life. I also help people find direction. Now, I have an up and coming workbook that I will be happy to show you when it has arrived. It's in the printing process. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk about motivation and momentum. And really the fact that momentum is more important than motivation. So motivation being that feeling that you get when you want to do something, you're compelled to do it. And honestly, I love when I feel motivated. But the truth is, most of us, actually all of us, most of the time, do not feel motivated. That's normal. But I think we've seen all of these very successful people and we assume that they're constantly motivated. These people aren't motivated all the time. They do have momentum. Let's talk momentum. Momentum is active whether you do it intentionally or not. Meaning, all the little things you do are creating momentum in a specific direction. Whether you want to go that direction is another question. This is what I want to help people do. I want to help them create momentum in a direction of change that they want to go. If I eat a cake every single day, which I would absolutely be capable of, if you know me, you know that. If I eat a cake every single day, there's a specific momentum that will come with that. I'm probably gonna feel bad. If I eat this chocolate cake every single day, you're gonna be able to see it on my body. I'm gonna be able to feel it. And I've created momentum in a direction that I don't wanna go. Can I eat cake once in a while? Absolutely. But eating an entire cake every day is gonna get me to a place where I feel awful. And what we don't realize is all the little decisions that we're making each day are creating a momentum. Whether that's scrolling on your phone for an hour every morning, that is doing something that is putting you in a specific direction that probably, I would say, how our world has been created is if you don't think about what you're doing, the momentum that's created is negative. So if you're not thinking about what you're scrolling through, you're getting all this information input and things that you might be interested in or things that aren't helpful or just things that attract you, and you get stuck in that scrolling rotation, and then you do it day after day after day, and now it's hours and hours of your life gone that you could have done something way more fun. Same with eating. It's really easy to get access to food that's bad for your body. I live in an area where there are restaurants everywhere. And I know because I very much took advantage of that when I first moved here. And it's hard to be like, oh no, I don't want a burger again today. So if we're not thinking about the things that we're doing, that momentum is carrying us to a place that we don't want to be 10, 15, 20 years from now. What I want to help people do is kind of see their life as a whole and really capitalize on momentum in the direction that they want to go. The basis of momentum is consistency. So here's the thing, if you feel like you are drowning in all the things that you need to do, or you're not sure where to start, you want to create better momentum, but your life just feels like it's a mess, or even if you're depressed, let's use momentum. Let's find positive momentum for you. This is something that I recently experienced. I won't go into it. Been through some difficult things in the last couple of years, and I'm finally safe enough to feel those things, and life feels a little bit harder now. And I looked around my apartment and it was a mess, and I'm like, I don't even know where to start. And so this is where I just realized I'm not gonna think about it, I'm just gonna start. I just picked something up. There was probably like an old coffee cup on the table or something, and I just threw it away. And I didn't let myself stop. I used that momentum. I was up, okay, these dishes can be unloaded and put back on the shelf. And I just continued to do that. I wouldn't let myself stop because I knew if I was stopping, I was just gonna lay back down on the couch. I created momentum that fed into more momentum because I was like, oh, now this area of the house is clean. Like I feel confident enough to go into the next area. And I'm not saying you have to do it all at once, but we're talking about small momentum. If you want to create momentum in your life, honestly, the best place to start, especially if it's really hard for you right now, if you don't feel any motivation, if there's just nothing and you're like, I'm exhausted, just start with the smallest things. Just move something into the trash, move the dishes closer, creating any little change in your environment that's telling your brain, hey, we're cleaning up now, we're doing a little bit better, we're working towards something, is gonna help you. Momentum doesn't have to be some giant change. You don't have to change the direction of your life in an instant. You can, by all means, move, take that promotion, leave that job, leave that partner, whatever it is. Those big moves might be necessary for you, but it might not be the first thing you have to do. So think about the small things that are generating momentum in your life. And right now, if you're not thinking about the direction that you're going, the direction is just happening to you. Life is happening to you. And we want to take back some of that control and be like, no, like, I'm going to choose what direction I'm going. And we do that through momentum, which is action. Why does momentum work over motivation when it comes to changing behavior? Because motivation is a feeling of wanting to do something. Momentum is choosing that thing and taking action to tell your brain, I am doing this. So if there's a change that you want to make in your life, choose the change, choose the first step, take the step. So whenever I try and make a change in my life, I try and do something immediately. I know a lot of people tend to get stuck on making the decision of what to do first. Let's have a starting point here. I think you need to know that the perfect decision doesn't exist. A decision opens up a lot of doors. And so there are a lot of choices that you can make. And I know for myself, I thought, if I just made all of the right choices, my life would fall into place. That's not how life works. And so the biggest thing for you when you make a decision is to follow that decision. And if at some point it's not working, to redirect yourself. Because we don't know all the information. We don't know exactly how everything's going to turn out. So at some point, you just have to decide. There's a part of you that just needs to choose at the end of the day. I also want to say, because I'm sure there's someone that's going to watch this and you feel really stuck, but you deeply know what direction that is and what answer that is, and you need to listen to that. Because I think we often try and think our way through things when sometimes our intuition is telling us something very deeply, that this isn't right or that this direction is really right. Listen to that. There's something there. I think decisions and direction come in different forms. Some of it's logical, some of it's intuitive, some of it falls into our lap, some of it happens because we made what felt like the wrong decision but brought us to the right place. That's kind of how life works. Anyway, to sum up this whole conversation about momentum is you can choose the direction of your life, and using momentum to get there is going to help you. So it's making these small changes. It's really in the details of life that are going to make big impact over time. It's like a compounding effect. If you live today over and over and over and over and over again, what would your life look like? And if you feel like you're living the same day over and over right now, you can probably guess where you're going to be in 10 years. And is that where you want to be? You really do have choice to change your life. You have choice to show up differently. So where do you want to be? And what are small steps to get you there? But thank you so much for listening to another one of my episodes, and looking forward to seeing you next week.